Hello there, and welcome to the StarCrossed Gamers. This is a very important news bulletin. I am presenter Johnny, and with me is special interviewee, uh, uh, Supreme Commander Baron,
Oh
uh,
Lord.
of the what looks like Mongols this time around? Question mark.
I believe
Uh,
I'm of Vladian descent in this one.
but how's it going, friend?
You know what? It's going pretty good. What's up, everybody? What's up, Lucius? What's up, Mini Yeti? I am. I'm happy we're here. It's a lot going on in the world, but it's hard to turn off. But we're here.
Too bad the show's at 11 p.m. my time. Don't worry, it's just an hour sooner for me, so we're all up late. Um, but yeah, this is Bannerlord. I'm assuming this is gonna be the lion's share of our discussion this evening because just like how we can rant about Kenshi, check out that episode. We can
Definitely
also
can.
rant about Mountain Blade because this is a title, well, a franchise rather, near and dear to our both of our hearts.
Yeah, for real.
Uh,
It's literally how we met.
it is, stay tuned for origin stories a little bit later. Um, man, it's just good to be back. Last week we couldn't be here together. I was currently at the time we're supposed to be live, I was knee deep in boxes at a storehouse somewhere. That's not important, but
An undisclosed
you know,
location.
the back rooms. I was in the back rooms. Don't worry. Um, but we're here, and Baron. So, my friend, what prompted you to pick up this game again? Because truth be told, I didn't even think you even had it installed.
So one thing I will make clear is there's very few games I uninstall. And just to give you guys, I'll give the background, then I'll explain why the game looks jank right now because there's a lot that happened today. But I hit that weird wall. Uh, so hey, guys, folks, I'm Baron J67. Welcome, thank you for being here. You
He's
guys
a
make sure to
gamer,
hit that like and subscribe button. Yeah, I play games. Um,
sometimes.
David doesn't. The famed guy, he doesn't play games. But okay, so I hit that weird wall that I hit very often, where I feel like I have nothing to play, which is extremely weird. It, I'll talk about that. I'll talk about what's going on with the gameplay. That is it, it's a part of what went down today. And as you guys can see, I go into my settings and everything. Um, I hit that wall where I feel like I had nothing to play. I was like, dude, what is going on? Why am I? I just want to play a game. So I don't uninstall anything. So I have I looked up and I was like, oh crap, Bannerlord. Let's jump into it. I go to play it and I start up a whole new story and I was like, you know what? I've never done the full storyline of the game. Like I've always just kind of gone in, joined up with an army and get to fighting and crafting weapons and selling them and making a bunch of money. That's usually what I do. Take advantage of the money cheese, which it's been kind of diminished. It's not what it used to be, but you can still, of course, cheese it.
Of course.
Um, of course, like the cheese is always going to be there, especially with an open world game like this with a lot of different what's the word? Not engines, systems. I feel like I'm using the
Yeah.
wrong term, but okay,
At at the end of the day, all these devs are human, and sometimes things slip through the cracks.
right. So, um, I picked it up and I put in 54 hours this week. of Bannerlord,
Oh my lord.
and that's why you see my horse is shining, because he's the light, and his armor be glistening, uh, and he's the ally to the good, and he's the nightmare to them ops. Now,
Oh.
as you see, I'm one shotting fools with my scimitar custom sword that I made, and I got an army of folks behind me, on horseback, and they don't play. So this we get it in, but I I didn't realize there was so much of a deep story in this game, and then I didn't understand that the story at this point in time is technically a mod. And then a lot of the parts of the game right now are a mod, because I keep forgetting that this is, what's the word I'm looking for? This is early access.
Mm-hmm.
And I finally hit the early access wall with this game today.
Oh my god.
And it
Not
was
even I have done that.
extremely frustrating. And then I found out why Steam like downloads games to external hard drives real slow, because there's like this weird throttle on the external hard drive. So I'm thinking my internet is trash, but it's actually just the transition of data onto the external hard drive from Steam. Um, so I dealt with a lot today, and then Fame will like this. I forgot to I forgot to record my OBS gameplay under administrator mode, and that's why it's looking like it's running at 5 frames per second. But
That and there's like 800 people on screen.
yeah,
That
I
is just
had it.
how the game can run.
Okay, so that is a really big point that a lot of people need to understand about Mount and Blade Bannerlord. I forgot to lower the amount of soldiers in this battle, because I was in a siege event where I wasn't supposed to win, and I slow rolled them. Now that's a cheese that I hope they never get rid of. But funny enough, there's two ways where that doesn't work. And I found, once again, I've been playing a lot of this, and I found it out the two ways the siege didn't work. And the siege moments are when you're inside of a castle, whether it's a castle or a town, and another enemy is trying to invade and take over. So you get, it's first, it starts off as a mini game that you really don't take part in. It's a simulation. And if you guys hear the ice cream man, I got my window open. I apologize. But what happens is you get to build up different fortifications. They're usually attack fortifications, like catapults, trebuchets. There's
Battering ram.
battering ram, siege towers. There's a couple of different things that you get to build up right before you do, you have these major, big major battles. Well, um, you can cheese these moments, and you can take down like 1,000 people with 200 people. It's gonna take you a while, but you can do it. And the way you do that is you back out of the fight before you take a certain amount of damage, or before they breach so much of the tower or of the castle. Now, I found out, I knew about the damage one, from like
Oh,
playing it in the past.
like many people that is.
Hey, what up, Dallas? Gaming perspective, what's good? I didn't even catch that. I'm sorry. Games installed. Baron don't play no games. Oh Lord. Everybody says that. I play games. I promise. Now, do I finish
Yeah,
all of them?
yeah.
That's a whole different story. But
Baron's more of a gamer than I am.
but check this out. So you get to see, like, this is all large scale battles, and this all happened in real time in the game, as you're seeing it. None of this is simulated. This is all like, I'm checking right
Oh
now. Like,
my.
oh, are we about to win? Are we about to lose? What's going on? So I got knocked unconscious, and I was like, oh, we're hanging in there. But I forgot that I didn't max out the army, the battlefield. So I'm thinking we're about to win when they were bringing in reserves. So you'll notice I'm the defender, they're the attacker. So Yeah,
That
it
was
just
so cool.
yeah, it goes so bad. It turns into a complete slaughter fest. Like my wife got killed on the battlefield. It just went all bad.
Oh no.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on in the
God.
game right now, but I believe I added the 30% like fertility perk or whatever. And I'm up to like 3 kids right now. But
Can't
from what I heard is the kids take on a certain amount of your stats. You know, they do the whole video game genetic thing.
oh,
And I went on I was checking a couple forums and people were like, yeah, dude, my kid came out with like 100 stats across the board.
you know,
Like a
our
mini
our
genius.
our firstborn, he is weak. But our youngest, he is God.
He is God. I like to name all my saves, and you have to save scum in this game. I tried playing like Iron Man mode. You don't last long. Uh, because a pack of bandits can ruin your whole game, your whole playthrough. Like, you all get caught. You all get caught slipping. It just uh, look, look, guys. I didn't even explain what Mountain Blade is. So Mountain Blade is a kingdom simulator.
It's
It
it's like
it's a
think of
lot
it
of
like
things.
Total War, but you get to control people.
Yes, yes. Total War. Yes, yeah. There you go. That's it. That's the way. Um, and so because I was getting attacked by the Western Empire, which the story of
Uh-oh.
this game so far is the main story. The Empire got divided. King died. Everybody wanted power, and the Empire split up into 3 or 4 factions. Then, of course, you have they're like the central core of the world, the Empire. Then you have all of your outskirt countries, the Vladians, the Britannians, the Sturgians, and the Khajiit.
And no, they're not. What are they called? The desert folk.
Yeah, the Khajiit.
Oh, is okay.
It's like Khegrit or something like that. The Khajiit or something like that. Um, but the world gets split up. Everybody, uh, everybody is going for power. Now, where I messed up was I ended up getting into a beef with the Western Empire, and I didn't realize that at this point in time in this build of the world, the Western Empire was the strongest one. But I was
The
kicking their ass. I was beating them up, man.
excuse me.
Like, uh,
Is the Western Empire Lady Empress, or is it like
no,
the
she's the Southern Empire.
oh, okay. Oh, the Western one is like one man to rule them all, right?
Yeah, he's the emperor.
What's his
Yeah,
name?
he's emperor. I forgot his name, emperor something. But Dallas, this whole episode's yeah. Well, like I've been really running this game like crazy, so I need y'all to understand why. And you guys, as you can see, how much strategy goes into this. Like even in the way you move, like you have to pump fake different armies to keep them off your back. And then you got to make sure to keep enough gold on you so you can recruit your soldiers, keep them happy. You got to have enough food on you, and then you got to have enough diverse food on you in order to keep your army happy. Because if your army isn't happy, they'll start deserting. And now
I
what you're
love the
seeing me do
recommendation.
is bolster the garrison of my one town that I got. Because there's a playthrough where I ended up capturing two. I had two major cities, a castle, but the problem was, like what's the old saying? It's not what you can buy, it's what you can keep. It was about 5 hours of me sitting in. There's this little town in the right corner of the screen called Sionin. I was sitting in that town for about 4 real hours defending myself.
Oh,
Like 4 real life hours going to war back to back. Just as soon as I kill off one army, it got so bad that I got into the effort mode and started killing generals just to make it to where they would not come back. But the problem with
Oh,
that was, yeah, it got bad, bro. It was, I swear I would have like maybe a 5 minute real time reprieve, which in game is maybe like 2 days with fast forwarding. Um, and I I was winning, but it was getting ridiculous. And then what made me like actually have, because I make sure to keep major key moments as hard saves, just in case I feel like things, like I made really bad decisions and I don't want to completely start over, so I can jump back to a reasonable amount of time. Um, I've played a lot of XCOM in my life, and that's where a lot of the scumming comes from. And that's what it's called, if you didn't know, save scumming. It's a way to make sure you get the outcome that you want while still playing the game. Um, as you can see, my stats, it's kind of real life, 260
godlike.
charm. Yeah, but oddly enough, I don't do too much actual battle in this run. I've been doing a lot of like strategy, actually playing the other end of the game. Because Johnny, normally what I would do is just constantly go around getting into fights, run out in the battlefield,
Yeah.
ride my horse. But I'm actually playing the game, how it's not intended to be played, but more of the other end of the game.
You started with by playing checkers, and now you've upgraded to chess.
Exactly. Johnny's enjoying this because he knows I normally
Oh
don't
yeah.
do any of this. Like normally it's I go join up with the first person who will take me, and then I go on little missions, fight, 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 build up, sell, fight, fight, fight.
Um.
I bet like
Yeah.
yeah. I've already married off my brother. I think I've married off
Oh,
two of my siblings.
oh
Um,
my god.
I'm 3 kids in. Um, yeah, like it,
Um.
it's a whole thing. But my bad. Go
You
ahead.
you have far surpassed me in Bannerlord. I feel like I still hold seniority in Warband,
Oh, that's a
but
fact. What do
in
you have, like four
Bannerlord,
thousand hours?
yeah, it's my most played game ever.
Yeah,
Um,
like
yeah, but Bannerlord, I feel like you could probably beat me if there was a multiplayer mode. I see there's a lot of Empire v Empire stuff going on here. I'm watching the footage with the rest of you. Are you
yeah.
aware that there is the mechanic that Imperial troops will start having morale hits when they fight Imperial troops?
Yes. But I keep them so well fed and we win so many battles, it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
I offset it completely. And then I believe I have a perk where I negate that. I almost had a revolt. That okay, so let me tell you how I
Oh,
actually got my town.
almost.
How I got Manueth or Marineth. So the way you get
Was
this,
it a wooden horse situation?
it was no, it was a luck situation. So I was like, how am I gonna get a town? Because I need a town to create. Look, my clan tier is 4, almost 5, bro. Uh,
Damn,
I've been
knowledge
working.
of this game.
I've
Have
been
you
working,
played?
bro. Like I've been playing the hell out of this game. If and for those who don't know, like Johnny is not wigging out for no reason. Like to get to the point that I'm at, a lot has to happen. Like it's not a like my crafting level, my smithing level at 250 something, like, and you can't cheese,
250 smithing?
bro.
Oh
and
my
and the
god.
cheese is like not there like it used to be. So I'm legit going out killing people, bringing their stuff back, melting it down, reforging it. Like I feel like this is the most legit I've ever played this game.
Yeah, you're getting the true experience here, friend.
Yes, this is the true experience. Now there's
Oh
still
my god.
it's yeah.
Look at that sword.
Oh yeah.
It's the hilt was as big as the blade.
Oh yeah. Bro. So so uh, clearly I've been playing the heck out of this game. And what was I talking about? Oh, the kingdoms. So all of a sudden a new kingdom came to existence, and I was like, only way you
That
can become a kingdom is to have a town. And I was like, who took a town? Like, who lost a town? I was like, what the hell's going on? So I'm over near the not the sea, not the blue, the green dudes. I forgot what they're called.
the
Um,
Batini.
yeah, there you go. Oh, bro, remember that battle I had with their leader, with their king? I didn't
Oh,
even know it.
the
The
when you stream
arena, the
the
tournament
arena.
arena.
Oh my god.
I was like, wait, I'm
I want to
really
see.
fighting. Like,
I want to.
no, okay, so guys, like the combat,
Oh my
I
god.
put on the simplistic combat for me. The enemy is still complicated, but me personally, I put on the simplistic blocking and attacking because it can get super detailed, almost to the level of the best example is actually what is that dang game? For Honor. The combat is very similar in terms of like on on the ground melee to melee. It is very much For Honor. You block, like if you put it on like with no assistance, you're blocking, you got to move your mouse in the certain direction in order to block based on what they're attacking. But the thing that makes it harder than For Honor is they don't give you a marker of what they're about to do. It's just you got to pay
Oh,
attention to their physical swing. So you and then depending on what
you're
type of weapon
good.
they have, because if they have a certain axe, their swing speed can be higher than your axe. Or if they're stronger, bro, there's so much. It looks simple, but you can get slaughtered. You can be in full armor and get your ass kicked by a couple of looters, which are like the lowest
You
tier enemies.
you remember the Dane axe cheese in Warband? It was just the fastest two-handed
No, I
swinging.
never used it.
Oh, it was stupid.
See,
It was faster than some one-handers, and it was a great axe.
oh, you know what I would do? I would get the great sword, and I would just stand at the ladders, and just, as they're coming up,
Oh,
I would
that was
overhand
so
swing.
fun.
Oh, overhand swing. I would sit
Yes.
there for like 15 minutes, getting like 40 kills, just overhand swing, overhand swing, overhand swing. Um,
You know, if funny thing about that is, hey, I'm Johnny. I'm here too.
oh
Um
yeah, I'm sorry, I'm
if
totally
you
just take over this whole
no,
thing.
I'm with this. In Warband, and I don't know about Bannerlord, but in Warband, if you have like 10 hired knights or not Calradian, Vaegir knights, just armored dudes, um if you can have like 10 of them stand at the foot of the ladder and you are sitting there with your two-hander just constantly swinging as they climb up the ladder, you can hold off like a 10v 1,000, literally. It was so stupid and so strong.
Bro, it there's so many little cheeses in this game in that way. But what's crazy is it can all go to crap very quickly. It does not
Oh,
take
big time.
much. Like
A
you
little mistake.
yeah, your whole empire could crumble in
Get
one bad decision. Now,
one one little skirmish and your wife got scared and now you're living in the your auntie and uncle in the Southern Empire.
oh Lord, Lord. But no, so I mean I've had my family ransomed off.
Oh,
Um I've I killed off whole lineages.
oh my
Um
god.
I really had, bro, and that's what I had to do. So let me explain how I got this kingdom, Marinoth.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry guys. So the way I got it was somebody took over a kingdom. This they no, I think it was a revolution, which
Yeah, the rebels.
it happens. Rebels can definitely take over if your society doesn't like the way you're running things, or you don't have enough food, enough money, enough security. It can go bad quickly. So
I'm
they
surprised that
revolted. Oh, go ahead.
yeah, I'm surprised that happened to the AI. Usually they cheat and are able to keep that under control.
No, the AI full on lost the city. And I took that as an opportunity because I was like, well, they're not tied to anybody. I can kill them and take over, and it should not be an
That's
issue.
exactly right.
And that's what I did. I ran in, completely went all out warfare, grabbed everybody I had. And what made it hard was before you get a kingdom, you can't create an army. And when you create an army in this game, that's when you get all of your parties, your generals, and you call them to you, and you run around as a unit together.
Yeah, you,
Um,
you call the banners.
yeah, you throw up the banners. I feel like I'm listening to a Game of Thrones episode. Yeah, that's exactly what this is, bro. Like it's full on Game of Thrones, um, without the White Walkers and dragons. Which
Or
there's
alternative.
definitely
Yeah.
there's a mod for that. Um,
Yeah. Or Game of Thrones is Mountain Blade, but with fantasy elements.
hashtag wildface. No.
I mean, the writing for the later seasons could just be a rough, mistranslation in time.
We know where it went wrong. No, but
it
but
was
so
the
it
it
was the
was the
writers,
beheading of like 10 generals in a row. All of the academics of the kingdom were knocked out.
bro. Hey, what's up, Rel? So this is Mount and Blade Bannerlord or Mount Blade 2 Bannerlord. Um it's in early access still. I'm having a lot of fun with it. This past week I put in like 54 hours, probably way more than that. I would have put in definitely like 6-7 hours today if I didn't have to break it down. And I'll talk about that in a second. So, with the kingdom, there was a revolution. I jumped in, squashed it, killed everybody, killed the leader in front of the castle, cut his head off because that was the quickest way to disband the. And I found that out. I, of course, save scummed it. I was like, I wonder if I kill the main leader, will I automatically get the castle? Yeah, it's on PC. So I defeated the general in battle, captured him, took him as my prisoner, and then I beheaded him. And once I did that, all the kingdom rolled over to me. But the problem was the Western Empire, they immediately recognized me as a threat because on top of before this point, I had been like guerrilla warfare fighting them and power leveling off of fighting them. I built up my stats and my crew stats off of just beating them because they were at war with everybody, and I was on the outskirts because of course you can't fight them in the middle. The Empire in the map of this game is like the center of the map,
Yeah.
and and then crazy enough because at some level they're all related or former friends or secret friends that when you like I did start cutting heads off, it kind of causes a problem because now because the empire was so big and such a integral part of society, I'm like I cut the head off of one person and that ended up being the friend of somebody in a whole different kingdom, and it just turned into like a really bad situation. But what makes this town so hard to defend at this point, and this is all within the last like couple hours today. So what
Yeah.
makes this situation so complicated is they see me as a threat. They know that I've killed people, and they know that I can take land, and I'm in the center. So they want that land. So everybody wants that land. The Sturgians want the land. The Green Army, they want it back. Uh, Western Empire wants it because they're full hostile takeover mode. And then the Vladians, I thought by me marrying one of the higher ups' daughter was gonna kind of keep me safe.
Nope.
No, they don't care. They are ready to kill everybody. I should have married the High Princess, but um, it didn't work. And then I
They
was
are
hoping. Oh, go ahead.
they are soldiers of fortune. They care not for honor.
Yeah, they really don't. It's ridiculous. Just like I finally caught Emperor Despion on his own. Of course, I cut his head off thinking that would end everything. Made it worse because they immediately promoted somebody of another family, and then you read up on him, and he's like way worse. They're like, yeah,
Long
he's
live the
known to be
emperor.
violent. Like I was like, what? I just cut the head off of the last emperor, and So I just like literally kicked the hornet's nest, and then from that point on, and I wish I would have took a moment to zoom out on the map just to show you guys how ridiculous this army is, or this empire is. The Western Empire alone, because that's the only one at this point in time that I'm beefing with, is the Western Empire. They're so damn huge that I would have to fight armies of like 600 plus soldiers back to back. And if
I
you
think
guys
that
seen, oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think that's for game balances purposes because they're constantly going to out to war with the other three factions next to them at
Well,
once.
exactly that, and then the fact that they have such a huge kingdom. If they had anything less, like, okay, I don't know if it's gonna pop up if I go to that screen at all, but if I do, I'll make sure to like pause it. So my voice just cracked. So what ended up happening is I've killed over 2,000 of their soldiers, and it barely made a dent in their overall like empirical strength.
They got more soldiers than they do swords.
Bro, it's ridiculous. Like, I'm like, how many of you do I need to kill? How? And
They're
then you
like
see,
an army of chimeras.
bro, this is the part that kills me. Any other army I would have fought with, I would have won. Like hand over fist. No question is asked. Or they would have begged me for
Easily.
or they would have came to me and tried to do peace. I've had that happen. I've had a couple of people come up to me like, "Can we just make peace?" And I was like, "Yeah," because I was just beating their ass. Like, like, like it just we
They
was just crushing them.
understand.
They understood, and then there's this ability, and I wish I would have knew about this. Yeah, bro, bro Dallas. I'm telling you. So what I found out is there's a perk where if you boost up your leadership skill or your charm skill enough, you will have the ability to pick a perk that once you drop weapons, it gives you experience points towards your soldiers.
Oh
So I'm
my
always
god.
walking around with dope soldiers. Like I'm always walking around with tier 2 and above soldiers. Even my looters, like my mobs, my weakest of people are tier 2. So my army
He's
is just
his
better
own
than everybody
Praetorian.
else's. Yeah. So if my only issue is I don't have enough numbers, and I'm literally fighting the biggest damn army. My number one mistake was not paying attention to the long term effects of what I was doing.
Can I make a suggestion for you?
Talk to me.
What I would do in this situation is this is something that also occurs in Warband. You will just be incredibly outgunned. The answer: mercenaries, mercenaries, mercenaries. Drop like your whole stack in town, run off on your own, and like go to the Southern Empire and just recruit everyone you can find in the towns and the villages, and then I'll bring them all back.
You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna have to do it. Because as you can see,
It's
this is what I'm
viable.
doing now. Because well, the only issue right now is my situation and where I'm located. A part of me is really thinking about just pulling all my people out and losing the town, and just going and starting over in somewhere else in a totally different location. Because my location is just so screwed, and I don't even think the Vladians really hated me. I think they just wanted. I think it's just
It's
such a
just an
prime
opportunity.
location. Yeah, it's opportune. That's what's so crazy about the AI in this game, guys. It's not. It's almost like you're playing against people.
They're testing Skynet in Bannerlord.
Yeah, hell yeah. This definitely has to be war games, bro. This game, no, it has to. No, guys, I don't think you understand how serious this is. They waited. A general waited until I walked away from the castle, darted out, went to his nearest town, grabbed more soldiers, and ran back to his base so he could
Oh
set
my
up shop.
god. I know exactly what you're talking about, and I love it.
Bro, like, look at this. So I've had this happen where the enemy of my enemy is my friend situation. So right now the red group is beefing with the blue folks, and that's why I'm gonna jump in. I was like, okay, let me go help. Cause now I know,
Oh my
cause
god.
yeah, so I'm like, we can do this. I was like, I need to get rid of these armies. But the problem is the Western Empire is just so damn deep that it doesn't matter.
Have they been
Like,
incorporating other parts of the empire?
no, they just been full scale, and it's because of me, honestly. Like, I'm not trying to take a bunch of credit, and it's funny because I feel
I
like
know what you
Johnny's the
mean.
only
Yeah.
one who's played this, so you guys think I'm being dramatic, and you guys think I'm giving like I'm filling in the blanks for the story of the game. No, 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 no. This is
It
all
does play out this
happening.
way.
It plays out. This is playing out exactly what I'm telling you. So look,
Yeah.
I took too long to get there. They're gone. I was like, I can't. So now they're 700 deep. If my army was big enough, I could have went over there and pump faked on them and made them disengage that castle. Only reason I'm keeping that castle there and I haven't tried to take it is because that keeps the blue army coming down and messing with the Western Empire from the north. That's the only reason I haven't taken that place because the Western Empire wants it simply because of the location and they're in expansion mode. And I thought that expansion mode would have ended once I killed the Emperor. And I caught the Emperor on his own. He only had 200 soldiers. And I was like, oh, it'll never be another opportunity like this. Normally he's running around 800 to 1,000 deep. Caught him with 200 soldiers, beheaded him, and then all of a sudden his crazy nephew comes up and he's a power hungry tyrant. I didn't know that. I didn't know who was going to be in line. I've at this point through this playthrough, I've killed
He's lost count.
a king, an emperor, and a leader of a rebellion.
Oh my god, yeah. Um, can I
So I had
explain a
to.
few things to the folks?
Yeah. Go ahead, break it down because I'm talking from.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm talking like they play it. So go ahead, please.
So, on the matter of him executing people, that is a thing you can do. You can behead, uh, like the higher ranking generals and stuff. What the game is like allowing you to do is, you can get away with a few. Whenever you kill someone, you get like a reputation hit with like their family, their empire. But if you start just French revolutioning, just chain murdering everyone, um, then just like everyone will start disapproving because, it's just like what on earth are you doing?
Yeah, then you
Um,
get a negative title. Like they know me as is it the deceiver or the devourer? I've killed a lot
the
of
probably
people.
devour. Yeah. And then when it comes to the empire, because the as Baron said at the beginning, the empire is split into three. The Southern Empire is
The
the
queen.
former emperor's queen, yeah. And she and her noble band are
Real
like
quick, Johnny.
trying
Real quick.
to
Rel Warband. The first title of this game. So there was Mountain Blade Warband. Oddly enough, that is on Xbox. I've never played it on console because of how heavy of a PC game it is. I wouldn't recommend trying it that way, but that is a very real thing. It exists.
yeah,
So
keep in mind that this is in early access as well.
this, yeah,
So
Mountain Blade 2 is early access. So there, I haven't ran into too much jank other than what happened today, and I'll talk about that later. But go ahead, Johnny. I'm so sorry.
yeah, so you have the Southern Empire. You can guess where they are. They're relatively chill. They'll beef with like the other two once in a while, but they kind of keep to themselves. Is it the Northern Empire is the third one?
Yes, North, Southern, and Western Empire.
Yeah, the Northern one is I forget the name of the emperor, but he's like the autocrat, I guess, where
Mm.
or plutocrat. I don't know. I'm not Greek. I don't know all these terms. He's like the wheeling and dealing like he rubs shoulders with like the upper class kind of guy. And then you have the Western Empire, who is a military man at heart. He's like die hard. He's like Julius Caesar, you know?
It's
He's like,
ridiculous.
I stand with my men and they stand with me kind of thing. So of the three empires to beef with on a military level, you probably picked the worst one.
I didn't even
But you know
realize
what?
what I did.
That's what brings the challenge and the fun. And man,
Oh, there we go. Okay, let me let me go back a little bit just
let's
so
get
you can see
pause.
what I'm.
Let's get a replay on that one.
Yeah, so you guys can see what I'm dealing with here. I'll pause it on screen. So I am completely surrounded. My only ally that I'm trying to keep alive, he's getting eaten apart by the Western Empire and the Vladians. The Vladians are beefing with me now just because of opportunity's sake, and they would rather take the castle than I feel
Guys
like
on the
as
left.
soon as they take the castle, they'll offer me peace because they would rather them have it than it fall to the Western Empire. I think that's what all of this is about. Because if I was stronger and I had a larger force, I wish they equated like your fighting prowess. I wonder if that's something they'll do in the future. Because if they equated the fighting prowess, nobody would mess with me. I've legit
Yeah,
killed thousands of people. Like,
I fatigue is like war fatigue is a thing. I don't
yes,
know if they like their replenishment is just so high that they can just tank it out, or
Western
maybe that's
Empire
just
can.
not something. Yeah,
Western
no,
Empire
that's what
for
I'm
sure
saying.
can.
Yeah, so I'm guessing like they can just tank the like the morale hit or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
or that's just not a thing that's been coded, or is not working correctly. Because the fact that they still haven't given up, it sounds ridiculous.
I've killed 2,000. I wish I had the number. I wish it was on screen. When I find it, I'll post it on Twitter and I'll let you guys know. But I've legit killed. I don't. Maybe did I back off of that save? I backed off of that save because it got too ridiculous. It was like my. I was at a point where I was almost ready to just let him have it. I was like, this is stupid. Like,
Did you see what Dallas
oh,
said?
oh, this is beginner's game. Basically, bro,
And
Ender's Game was one of my
Anderson
favorite
was a
books
great.
growing up.
Oh yeah,
I never
the
read. I
film
never
was
watched the movie. I didn't watch the movie because I just that's how much I love the book. That I had a funny feeling the movie was gonna make me mad.
the one time I'll team up with Harrison Ford.
Look,
We gotta
um,
win.
oh Lord, but look. So as you guys can see, the red highlighted bar means they're enemies. I am surrounded. So the Western Empire is
The purple
completely
goo
surrounded me. Yeah, they're the purple ones, and then the red ones, that's the Vladians. Now
on the
the
left, right
green
there.
people, I'm trying my best to keep them alive, simply so they can keep the Vladians busy while I'm fighting for my life. Um, and it's not really working.
No,
They're falling apart at the seams. They can't even like work as a buffer. And then if I like in my previous playthrough, I took that red city to the north and I had it for a while, and that's where I made my like quote unquote final stand and ended up fighting like 2-3 thousand people. What
remember
ended up
this,
happening
Yvonne.
was right, so the same thing the Vladians did. They the Britannians up north or the Sturgians up north, they ended up rather like, oh well, we need to take our kingdom back. So they went to war with me simply because I was in that location at that place. I didn't even take it from them. But just because the AI was like, well, he's a little close,
And
so
he's weak.
let's, and he's weak, let's just take the kingdom and stop the Western Empire expansion. That's literally what the AI decided. Because guess what? They didn't bother me about this blue castle. That castle that's next to me, I wish I could zoom in without like causing mad problems to the stream.
Remboyle
But
Castle directly to the right.
yeah, that little city right to the right of the green marker. That's the Sturgians castle. They have yet to bother me about that. But as soon as I go and
Of
take
course
that
not.
town, that's when it's all hell. It's like, oh no, like
How
whoa,
dare you?
what are you thinking? So,
Heinous acts against our people.
bro, the moment you get a kingdom and they see that you're weak, it's war.
You know what it
Um,
reminds me of? It reminds me strongly of the AI forward settling you in Civ.
bro,
And
Rel
then they
said
would get
take the
mad at
whole
you
left
over
side.
it.
Well, okay, Rel. So let me tell you, if I could, I would.
He is getting like he's in no position to go on the offense. It is constant defense.
I switched my military strategy to pure defense. Anytime a mass push, which is often because the Western Empire is just so ridiculously large that any like every 5 minutes I create a war army or create an army because that forces my generals. Because if you guys notice, look in the bottom right hand corner. I only have 3 generals. I have 3 parties outside of myself, and so we are a guerrilla tactics warfare party
Oh
who
my
somehow
god.
have a kingdom. We should not honestly. I should have stuck with the castle. I have a castle. Unless I think I lost it at this point. I have a small castle. Nobody bothered me once I just had my little
No.
castle. Nobody said a thing to me. They let me be. I was able to store prisoners there. I was able to, leave my kids there. It was all good. But the moment I got a town, an actual kingdom, oh, we got to
The
kill them,
AI went
guys.
the AI went, how will this impact the economy?
Yeah, bro. So I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. Hearing all of this, there's a large part of me that wants to just farm these kills because I'm gonna kill them. This is the thing. It's gonna take.
He's made a vow.
I'm gonna tell you now. I could probably. I could probably. It's gonna take me about like real time, real hours, real world hours. It's probably gonna take me like 20 hours.
I
Um,
wish this was multiplayer.
Oh, if this was multiplayer, I would literally just set you on the other side of the map and just say meet me in the middle. Um,
No, what I would be Captain Johnny, like for once, because usually when we play, I'm like the commander and you're like
yeah.
kill man. But
Yeah,
I'll
that is
be
true. I
kill
usually
man.
do just go out and kill. Bro, I'm like guys, I really have the screen paused. I don't think y'all understand the stress that I've been dealing with. Um
This is a man venting to you.
yeah, this whole I literally took over this whole podcast just to vent about my struggles and how much blood is on my digital hands and how many
Oh,
families, trees I've completely obliterated. You guys don't understand. Like, so when you kill a clan, the clan disappears. Like they cease to exist. I've
they
killed,
do.
I've killed maybe like 4 clans. Like took
Oh
the
my
head, and then
god.
all that was left was children, and they had to get adopted. Um, I haven't had to
Oh
fight anybody's offspring yet. Like somebody come up to you like, "Oh, you killed my father." Like I haven't got
prepared to
Indigo
die.
Montoya's yet. Yeah, like it hasn't happened. But
Oh god, that's the anime sequel.
bro, I'm telling you, it is so much war. Like I got to a point where I'm like tired. There's a part of
Actually
me that
fatigued.
I'm actually fatigued. There's a small part of me that wants to kind of just let them have it, and but I think I've made too many enemies at this point, and it's a matter of like I have to keep fighting. I tried the whole like settling it peacefully, but then it turns into a like you're being bullied because you end up having to pay like
Nerd.
well let me tell you this. So the Western Empire, because I got sick of it, I was like, well, let me just try and make peace. They were charging me 5,000 gold a day
A day.
as tribute,
What is this guy?
and I was like, I ain't no chump. Like, I was killing y'all. I'm letting you off. Like, I'm doing you a favor.
This AI
Fine.
is unhinged.
Oh, bro, this AI. Hopefully, this AI does not get control of the internet because we are screwed. Like, what do you mean you want
You,
to? Like, they're gonna catch people working out. Like, why are you getting stronger? For what? Cattle.
the,
Like,
the next thing you know, the risk AI is gonna go just insane.
um, this is a tournament. So there's like tournament mode where you can go and like bet. Oh, save scumming, of course. You can go and bet on yourself, which I'm like top 10 in the tournament rankings because I've won so many tournaments that I don't even get much money anymore for betting on myself. I think I make like
Oh
10
yeah.
gold per bet. Um, but I
Oh
still
my god.
bet because yeah, it's ridiculous.
The people must love you in that town, though.
Oh yeah, they definitely do, bro. I'm that guy,
They're your ride or die.
bro. So this is the tournament.
Oh, a whole 45 gold if you win.
Bro, I'm telling you, it's definitely not. I actually lost one tournament. I forgot. I think I got caught by a spearman. He was on horseback and
Oh,
he ran up from behind me, and I was fighting, and all of a sudden I just doom dropped. That was it, gone, non-existent. Where's Baron J67? He's gone. But yet, archers, no joke on this game. Um,
no, they're annoying.
dude one shot me through the opening in a castle, like the little window opening.
Really? Like the
Arrow went straight through and almost ruined everything.
wow.
Like all you hear is zoop. You know the noise it makes when it
Yeah.
like it's a critical hit, bro. Almost ruined. He must have hit me with one of those ranger bows. It was or I was trying to like cheese a ladder siege guys, and there was an archer all the way across the map who was just dialed in. All of a sudden, as soon as I stepped out the window to get some cheese shots and arrows just flying in, floom, 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 bro.
The guy from Enemy at the Gates.
Yes, bro. Johnny.
I
You
know
guys are.
exactly what he's talking about. That's the thing.
Johnny is extremely happy. I don't think you guys understand how happy Johnny is.
I
Like,
know. This is fantastic to hear.
oh, guys.
I have had like 5 campaigns that have gone very similarly to this, and I'm
Oh.
glad Baron now understands the he understands.
And it kills me because this is legit me trying to play honest. And I just honestly made a really bad decision up front.
Yeah,
And
sometimes it can be a premature kingdom.
it I should have waited. I should have just went around capturing castles. Honestly, I should have just stayed in one area, one corner.
Now,
Um,
you've made the right play here. A town is infinitely better than a castle,
true.
and holding one town is easier than 15 castles, if you can imagine.
You ain't lying.
Honestly,
Uh,
you're braver than I am. I wouldn't even go in the open field. I would just let them siege me all day.
I might do that.
Just, stick with the catapult,
Well,
It
oh,
works.
one time a siege failed because instead of them building a catapult, they built a tribute. They built four freaking bolts, like the
Okay.
giant crossbow things.
Yeah, the ballista.
Yeah, I was pissed. I was like, we can't defend with this. What? And it
Were
was
you
like
not in charge of
200.
the defenses?
That one I wasn't in charge. I went to go help because it was the Empire,
Oh,
and I'm
yeah.
like, I'm totally done with the Western Empire, bro. Like, I'm at a point now where I'll probably kill 3 generations of the emperors because I'm,
A plague upon your house.
bro. I do not let me get the ability because right now I think the most I can carry is 230 people, myself. Once I get up to where I can myself walk around with like 400 or 500 people, I'm taking kingdoms on my own. I'm over it. I've tried. I didn't even take that place from anybody, bro. That's what make. I think that's what really frustrates me because the the Sonin one, I took that from somebody. I caught him slipping, and but nah. I wanted to be legit. I wanted to, I quashed a rebellion, saved the princess, and now everybody thinks I'm weak. And now there's a bunch of skulls laying in front of my empire of one town. Um,
Just a
the
small town baron
oh
living
yeah,
in his lonely castle.
bro, I'm just sitting there, just so much like I've killed
He's
so many,
listening to
bro,
lo-fi as he's shooting his catapult,
bro,
just desperately trying to tune out the
bro.
devastation in front of him.
So, folks, I'm gonna tell you because we're hitting that marker. If you like RTS games, if you like deep RPGs, if you like, because you can play this without ever getting on the battlefield. That's why I say if you like
Oh yeah.
RTS, you can totally treat this as an RTS situation. This game that I found on accident, thank you, Green Man Gaming. They had a sale, and I always kind of seen it. I want to say I got Warband for like $5 years ago. It was like a crazy sale, and I was like, let me, I'll try it out.
Little niche game.
And I've been hooked ever since. I actually, this is how me and Johnny met. This was one of the
Literally
first.
life changing.
Yeah. This was literally the game that I kind of started streaming with. Not this game. It's predecessor, Mountain Blade Warband.
Yeah. Hit
Um,
like if you're an OG like I am.
right? It's crazy how it's 20 right now on Xbox Series X. Oh, Warband. I I'm not gonna sit here and tell you to go and pick it up on Xbox. I don't know how it runs on console.
I
Um,
assume they had to have found a workaround or just lowered
yeah,
the
I assume
difficulty.
it's gonna work, but just know it's just as intricate as what you're seeing right now. This is the new one. This is the early access new one. This is number two. What you're about to play is probably the top end version of number one, because Warband was the last big expansion, right?
Yeah. There was the original Mountain Blade,
Mm-hmm.
and then they quickly came out with Warband, which I
Because
think
that's
is
where
like,
the story actually came in.
yeah, think of it like Age of Empires 2. You
Mm.
had the base game, and then they had like Conquerors, which just
Uh
was a
huh.
complete expansion, and now
Mm-hmm.
you only pay Conquerors.
Yeah, that's
Um,
facts.
so it's basically the same thing here, where it's like an add-on and whatever. But yeah, Warband still holds up today. It just
Oh
doesn't look
yeah.
like Bannerlord.
If and before we go, because I totally like took over this entire episode. I think I let Johnny talk for like 2 minutes. Let me tell you guys why I was extremely frustrated today. So the wife went to go get the kids because my kids stayed at their grandparents at my parents' house. I was stayed home. I was like, cool. I'm gonna have like 4 or 5 hours of just like smooth chilling gaming.
We're
Fatal
gamers
crashes.
here.
Fatal freaking crashes.
Oh
The game would
no!
run for like a minute. Fatal crash. Fatal crash. I sent in so
No,
many errors.
don't say it.
I had to uninstall the game and
Oof!
reinstall it. Now,
Oh god, not a 60 gig on reinstall.
a 60 gig reinstall on an external hard drive. But then
Ugh.
it was taking way too long. I was getting antsy. So I was like, I went online and found out that unless you have like an external SSD, or I'm probably gonna buy a better cord. Maybe that'll help. A faster transfer cord, because I'll never run into this issue again. Um, but
He's a man on a mission.
oh yeah, never again. I'll never run into this again. Um, what ended up happening was I found out it's faster to download a game to your regular C drive, and then to transfer it over to your solid state drive or to wherever your
Oh,
whatever your external driver. It still took a while,
makes
but it was
sense.
way faster. So Steam,
Yeah.
I guess they just have an issue where downloading to an external source, it's like a bottleneck, and it just causes it takes forever. So download, put it this way, it was I got to 70% and it took almost like 40 minutes to an hour. But then when I just quickly downloaded to my C drive, it took like 15 minutes.
Must be nice.
Right? That's how much of a difference it makes. But so I had like it was probably a 2-3 hour thing. I was glad I was able to record this. This was all like last minute recordings. I'm really glad I was able to pick this up because I didn't think I was going to be able to have any gameplay captured for today. So as you guys can see,
Yeah.
complete chaos on screen right now.
Oh god,
Um,
like I can't even follow it.
bro. So there's a there's like a three-way war going on here, and me and the green guys are the only ones who are not beefing with each other, and it's just. Oh, and then my castle's being sieged.
Of course, yeah. Why
Oh, so
wouldn't
you
it
see
be?
my castle in the corner?
Yeah.
Nobody cared. Nobody cared until I got my kingdom. Nobody bothered me, bro. That I used to go all the way across the map and leave that castle, and nobody would bother me.
He used to rule the world.
God, man. But yeah, so Rel. Long story short, I wish there was a demo for you to try. If this looks interesting, please go pick it up. It you can't go wrong with Warband either. I
No.
was gonna say I was
Get
gonna play
Warband first, I
Warband.
would say.
Yeah, because it's cheaper. It's way cheaper.
Cheaper and a smaller game.
That's crazy that it's considered smaller. There's certain things I wish that were on here, or maybe I just haven't unlocked it yet. I forgot what mechanic I was looking for, but
Um,
there's
yeah.
a mechanic that's missing that's in Warband that's not on here. Um,
Oh,
I
what would
could be
that
wrong.
be?
I could be completely wrong. I feel like there's something I remember being able to do that I can't do now, or it allowed me to do it at an earlier point.
Have you
Um,
what like? Have you been doing like caravan, the rob like grave rob? What is it called? Highway manning?
ooh, I haven't done that yet.
Just like raid all of the caravans for the empire before you go like kingdom conquer. That's how I always get my wealth.
Oh,
Is just
and then that messes with their food and morale, huh?
yeah. Plus, it gives you like the negative penalty, which because as soon as because you start off neutral with everyone at the very beginning.
Uh,
As soon as you provoke someone, then you get like the negative relation hit. But then from that point onwards, they won't like you anyways. So once it's like you kick down the first door, and then all the other doors are just like nothing in comparison. Um, Raiding caravans is such a strong strategy in both games.
I'm gonna have to do that because I know I avoided it honestly. That was one thing I avoided. I did not raid any caravans. I haven't raided
Yeah,
any,
you lose honor, but you can just counteract it by releasing generals.
and that's what I was. That's what I have up until I got sick of it and started killing whole lineages. But folks,
Have you?
we're closing up shop. I went on longer than I should have. I'm sorry, Johnny. I railroaded the whole conversation.
No,
Um,
it was. I'm glad to have heard this. I was
and then
much
I'm
a viewer as everyone else.
just so you guys know what I've been dealing with. But yeah, Mountain Blade. I promise you, I'm not making up any of the story. This is not me role playing. Like, I'm really trying to
Oh,
express how crazy this AI is and how intricate it gets and how your family will get kidnapped and then they'll send your ransom offer randomly. Or how there was a guy who had a piece of information I needed, but he was locked up in a prison, so I had to go and jailbreak him. And I had to sneak into a kingdom and fight my way out. But you don't get to take your full armor. You have to have your civilian outfit and your civilian weapon,
yeah,
which it has to be a
yeah. They
civilian
changed
grade
that.
weapon. Bro, bro.
That you used to just be able to walk in fully clad in warband.
No, no.
It
You
made it
have to.
trivial.
Yeah, you have two sets of clothes. You have your out and about war outfits, and then you have your civilian I'm in a castle outfits. And
Gambison is considered civilian clothing though.
huh, that and certain swords. You get certain two handed weapons. Certain one. I was carrying a scythe because it did mad damage. But yeah, folks. So believe me when I tell you, Rel, I don't know how it plays on console. I would hate to tell you to go and pick it up on console, and then it's just a really bad UI experience because I don't know how much time they put into the conversion of that. And if you have
Yeah,
Game
do
Pass, I
some
do
research.
do some research first, really. Like, because if you have an older laptop or an older PC, you can play Warband. Just turn everything down to lower the settings, and then make sure the army on the battlefield is the smallest one, because um you'll mess around and be on a battlefield with like 500, 600,000 moving individual soldiers, and your computer will have a heart attack. Um, so yeah, just keep that in mind. I love this
Yeah,
series. I love this series because it scratches all the different, it checks off all the different boxes. It's a deep RPG. There's heavy stats. There's management. There's crafting. There's trading. You could legit just be a trader. You don't even like it's got everything. There's the relationship building. Like I said, I thought I was gonna save myself from having to fight the Vladians, so I married a higher ranking general's daughter, hoping that that would
hmm
give me enough leeway with them, so that they wouldn't attack me. But no, that didn't work. Um,
yep.
there's battles planning. Like this is all like it's super. It's it's deep. It's such a dope game. I highly recommend it if this is what you're into. Oh, like,
Yeah,
so my strategy for this was I knew that they outnumbered me, and this is how I was able to last in that fight so long. Is I had a decent cavalry crew, and I set up my soldiers off in the woods to where their cavalry couldn't overrun my soldiers, and then I set them up in a shield wall, and then I took my cavalry and went and messed with their formations as much as I could until my army died off. If I would have had maybe 100 more soldiers, just overall, regardless of type of soldier, I could have hung in there and won, but it was just too big of an open field battle. Now if I was in a castle, I would have won, but just open field battle, no way.
no days
Um,
just to save the day.
yeah, bro, I wish I could have dropped like a mythical nuke or something, like, or some of the dragon.
Summoning the dragon. That's like the ultimate ability.
Bro, summon dragon, call in Maryland. But yeah, all right, guys, I gotta go. Johnny, you got any final words? You want to send them off?
Yeah, we were gonna do that thing I was gonna show you.
Oh crap.
Um,
Let me see if I can get this.
it's not a long thing at all. It's literally just something to show you.
Let me see. Ooh. Yeah, that'll work. That's the best we got right now. What we doing?
Oh my God. Okay. So, I went ahead and gave something a go, and I'd like to dedicate it to my good friend Baron J67.
Oh
I am
Lord.
rewarding him with the highest honor I can bestow.
Oh
You ready,
Lord.
everybody?
Oh sweet God. I got one. I have one. I have
That's
ascended.
right.
I have ascended. And on that note,
Baron
guys,
in the NFT world.
I've officially an NFT. I'm official. Oh
Hashtag
Lord.
new profile pic on Twitter.
Oh Lord. Hey. I'm mad I look like one of the I look like somebody in Bannerlord. Um
You get facial hair. I didn't even get it. So
Guys, it's been real. Appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good one. Peace.
take care, everyone.